And it's no secret, the labor unions are ObamaCare's BFFs. They had a huge impact on getting Obamacare passed. Now the unions want out. Earlier this week, we told you the unions also want a special favor from President Obama, and if they get it, someone's going to have to pay for it. And you are that someone. Now several Republican senators, though, are taking action to prevent that. Senator John Thune joins us. Nice to see you, sir.
Good evening, Greta.
Okay, so what is it the insurance companies want?
Well, basically, under Obamacare...
And not the insurance unions, I mean.
Yeah, the unions want to be exempted. They want to be carved out. They want their own little special backroom deal from what they call a reinsurance tax that was applied to everybody that's in a self-insured plan. It was a tax that's imposed on individuals to raise a certain amount of money to help pay for the cost of pre-existing conditions. And so anybody who's in a self-insured plan would be required to pay this tax per enrollee in that plan. So what the unions basically have said is, we don't want to pay it. And the administration came out on October 30th with a regulation basically laying out this plan to exempt the unions from that tax.
Why? I mean,
so the amazing thing about it is that when that happens, everybody else has to pay more because it's a tax that is scheduled to raise a certain amount of revenue. So it gets distributed among everybody else.
All right, so if you paid $63 now, if half the group is out, you're paying more, whatever
Sure,
it is.
yeah,
All right, I don't know if it's not going to be half, but I'm curious, what's the justification for giving this special deal to the unions?
Well, I think that they were, of course, they've been big political supporters of the president. Everybody knows that. They were big supporters of Obamacare. And I think what you're seeing in Obamacare and a lot of other policies coming out of the administration is that if you're a friend or an ally or a donor to the president, you get special treatment.
All right, but the president, I mean, if Jay Carney tomorrow at the press conference gets asked, well, he's got to have some sort of legitimate explanation, like, you know, are the unions going under? I mean, he's got to be more than like, well, we did it because they're our political friends, and without them, we're not going to get reelected. It's got to be more than that.
I don't know how you explain or justify it unless you try and draw some distinction between these union plans, these Taft-Hartley plans, and other self-insured plans.
So what, though?
But you can't do that. And I think the average American is just asking the question, you know, where's my deal? You know, they're the ones that are getting stuck with the higher premiums, the canceled coverages, the you know, the higher taxes and everything that's associated with this.
So you have a bill to stop this?
We do. We have a bill that says that everybody needs to be treated equally, fairly under this. If you're going to have a reinsurance tax, if you have a reinsurance tax, it's going to be $63 a head. It should be $63 a head, not just for the other self-insured plans, but for the union plans as well.
Do you have any Democrats who are signing on to this?
Not yet, and but you know, I think the wall of resistance among Democrats is starting to crack a little bit because, as you know, they're taking quite a pounding right now, particularly red state Democrats.
If there's a good reason, let's hear it. I mean, if the Democrats have a good reason, if the president has a good reason, let's hear it. Maybe I'd be convinced that this is a good idea to do this for the unions. But if we're not hearing it, it's just sort of slid in as a regulation. It almost looks like hoping that no one's looking.
Well, I think that's probably what they hoped happened, is that nobody was paying attention to this. You know, last August they tried to get unions to get subsidies under the plans, even though they weren't eligible for them. And so that got stopped because there was so much public attention drawn to it, and a lot of us, you know, put up you know, made a lot of noise about it. And that's what we're going to have to do here. And hopefully, as the American people hear about this, they'll say, enough of the carve-outs, enough of the backroom deals. This isn't the way that Obamacare is supposed to work. And we'd like to see it delayed, take a time out for everybody. That's
Senator,
what we'll do.
nice to see you, sir. Thank you.
Great to be with you. Thanks, Greta.
Coming up.